Hello there, I'm the Biblical Translator, and today's scripture is taken from Luke 6:37. And it says, "Do not judge others, and you will not be judged. Do not condemn others, or it will come back against you. Forgive others, and you will be forgiven." I think it all comes back to love, doesn't it? Treat others how you want to be treated. Do as you will be done by. That's what I think this is about. Because when you're thinking about judging others, what you're doing is you're making out like you are better, or as though you have an authority, or as though you are perfect. A lot of self-righteous people judge others. They go to the church, oh, what is she wearing? She have her breasts out her door. Why she have on that little short skirt? Why she have those earrings? Why she's wearing makeup? Why she have on eyelashes? Why she have on lipstick? Why she have on all this jewelry? Judge, judge, judge. And all of those are superficial things. They have nothing to do with the individual. And when somebody judges you like that, it forces that person who's being judged to look at that person and say, I wasn't going to draw my attention to the way you have a stain on your dress, or your hair's not right, or, I was going to let that go. But because you're judging me, have you looked at yourself? Did you look at yourself in the mirror this morning? Your face is dry, you need a little cream. And you kind of encourage people to judge you when they wouldn't have judged you if you hadn't judged them in the first place. But people love to judge, and they forget that when they're judging people, they're also enabling someone to judge them. It's a bit like the speck in your eye, in the person's eye, and the plank in the other person's eye. I've got this irritating cough, I've had it for ages. But anyway, I'm hoping it doesn't really disturb this video. Do not condemn, or it will come back to you. You have people who condemn people to death. And then after they've condemned them to death, they find out they were innocent. How does that rest on their conscience? And maybe it's not even something that great, that serious. It could be just something where somebody's disappointed you, or somebody's hurt you, or someone's betrayed you, and you say, oh, I wish they would die. I wish this would happen to them, or I wish they would fall down and break a leg, or I hope that they lose everything, or I hope they have an accident. Condemning people. When you condemn people, you are inviting condemnation on yourself. It's not worth it. Allow God to make the judgment. Allow life to take its course. We're all going to be hurt. We're all going to be disappointed. We're all going to be betrayed. But if you try to condemn someone because of their behavior, you don't know how that's going to impact you and your soul. You as an individual need to have a clear mind and a clean heart. You can't have all these feelings of hatred and revenge in your soul and expect to have peace. It won't happen. So I've put here, it all comes back to love. It's the name of a song, All Comes Back to Love. I can't sing it because I haven't got a voice. But anyway, treat others as you would treat yourself, like I said before. And it also says in that, in Luke 6, I think it's about 39, give and you will receive. And your gift will return to you in full. And it's not about giving so you can get back. A lot of people, they say, oh, I've done all of this. I did all of this for this person. And he or she doesn't do this for me. And, and they get upset about it, and they get resentful about it. It's not about giving in that way. When you give, you have to give with an open heart and an open spirit and an open mind. giving comes from a feeling of love. So it's not meant to it reaps its own rewards, but not in the way you may expect. You may go out on a limb for someone, and that person you go out on a limb for doesn't do anything for you. And yet you might find from another source, or something happens where you overflowed with blessings. You're overflowed with good health. You're overflowed with a good job. You have a roof over your head. You're living comfortably. And so that is your reward. That is you being paid in full for the goodness you've done for someone. Not necessarily the person who you've been good to, but you've been good to someone, and it comes back in a different way. So it does say, give and you will receive. And I think that is about receiving in a lot of different ways. It doesn't even have to be financially. It doesn't have to be materially. It could be support. It could be encouragement. It could be a showing love. It could be advice, information that helps you to get a step further. It could be networking. It could be connecting with important people. It could be anything that you receive because you have given. So don't be tight-fisted. And when you have little, you don't hold on to it and think, oh, I've only got this little bit, I've got to hold on to it because I don't know when the next penny's coming from. And always holding on to the thought, oh, when I have a lot of money, then I'll start giving. No, you give from the little that you have, and then you'll be blessed. You don't wait till you have a lot of money, or you're doing well, and then you start giving, because that doesn't have no value. What has value is that when you have little and you share what little you have, that is where the value comes from, and that is when God blesses individuals. Even if they have £5 and they say, I've got £5, I've only got £5, I'm going to give you 2 and I'm going to keep £3. But some people, they'll have a little amount of money and they won't share it at all, because as far as they're concerned, it's too small. So it's a kind of a mean mentality, it's a poverty mentality. And because they think that way, they will be limited in what they receive, because they're always holding on to what little they have. So, examples of judging others, I've already said that. People who judge come over as self-righteous. They feel as though they know it all. They feel as though they're better than everyone. They feel as though, some Christians feel as though they have the right to speak up and speak out about other people. And that's not the case. God says He's not concerned about your garments. It's what's in your heart. So don't worry about what people have on. Example of condemning others is you'll find a lot of people, they're condemning the LGBTQ community, and then what happens when they condemn them and they're in the pulpit, condemning these people, and then they find out that their own child is a part of that community. It happens so many times, and why did it have to happen to me? Why did my child have to be one of those people, and I've been preaching against it? It's because you've been preaching against it. You have to allow people. You don't like it, but allow them. Let them get on with it, whatever it is they're doing. But when you start judging and condemning, it will come back to you in one way or another. And it usually comes back to you in a way that you cannot avoid. And forgive so you can be forgiven. Well, that is quite obvious. Like I said, when you forgive people, it's a weight off of your shoulder. And when you forgive other people, you actually forgive yourself. You're actually alleviating yourself from that pain. When people do something bad to you, you carry that resentment in you, and it gives you a heavy heart. So when you forgive them, genuinely forgive them, it releases you from that burden. And that's all I've got to say for now.